Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a wireless CCTV camera from Annke, the Creator 2 camera. Before anything else, I would like to say thanks to our friends from Annke for sending us this unit to test. Without further ado, let us unbox the unit. We have the documentation, the mounting screw, mounting bracket, micro USB cable, power brick, and the actual unit itself. For the specification, it has a 3 megapixel camera with Wi-Fi pan tilt, sound, human, and motion detection, two-way audio, alarm, capable of 128 GB of micro SD card, and an option for cloud storage with the subscription plan, and also works with Alexa. Now let us set up and configure this product. Of course, you will be needing a micro SD card, and you can place this micro SD card hidden under this main camera. You'll be able to tilt this up and you'll be see the slot for the micro SD card and insert it in there. And when you insert it, you will be hearing a clicking sound, meaning that it is properly inserted. Okay, and there is also a reset button at the bottom if you need to reset the camera. And of course, this one, the power brick, is directly connected to our wall outlet, and the USB cable will be put on the side of this camera. Okay. Okay guys, now let us try to configure this camera using the Annke application. And honestly, I had a trouble configuring it first because what comes into my mind is when I try to install and configure this, is just try to type Annke on Google Play Store or maybe Apple App Store. And as you can see, there are actually a lot of Annke application. Maybe I'll try the Annke Vision, Annke Home, Annke Smart, and everything. Then I had enough because nothing is working. But when I try to look at the manual, it specifically said my Annke. So you need to download my Annke for this one, and we have already downloaded it. And let's try to check the application. Okay, we have here the application. Of course, you need to create an account for this one to be able to use this application as well. And now click on the plus sign. Okay, and smart camera. Then yes, the device is already powered on. Click next. And of course, we can scan the QR code that is located at the side of this camera. Okay, there it is. Okay, and it was able to detect that one. And by sound connecting, okay, by sound. Okay, and the password that we have is this one. And okay, preparing connection. The tone was heard by the camera and it was successfully configured and connected to our application. So this name, maybe let's just try to front door. Okay, then finish. And there you have it guys. We already have our camera configured on our mobile device. For now, let us try to check what are the things that we can do with this camera first. Okay, click on the camera. For security settings, please set up your password for devices. Yes, okay. It is requiring us to create a password for more security. So let's try a password, enter a password here. Okay, and we have entered the password and we have already a password and it's giving us an option to use cloud storage. Maybe talk later. Okay, let's try to check again the camera and see what we can do. Figure you have here recording, the actual recording. If you want to record something right now, you can click on that camera icon, and the second camera icon is if you want to take still photos. Okay, and after that one, the third option will be for the if you want to talk to this camera. Okay, and the next one would be for the alarm. Okay, if you want to press that one, it will alarm. Let's try that one. Okay, manual alarm trigger. Let's turn that up. Okay, and after that one, you have your cloud option and of course the SD card for the recorded footage that you have before. And what else? Click on the settings. Okay, under the settings, we have here, oh, it's trying to load. We have here the about, device upgrade for firmware upgrade if there's any, and system date time. You can change the time zone if you want. So right now, it's 1 in the morning, and we have here restart. You can restart the device whenever you want. If you're far away, you can actually this device, this app, you can remotely configure this even you're far away or out of the country, as long as you have internet connection. Okay, then you can also do a factory reset, but don't do that if you are far away because you won't be able to connect to your camera anymore. Then you can set the password that we have set earlier, and we have device sharing. For the device sharing, you can click to generate a QR code, then maybe share it to your friend to access the camera. Then aside from that one, we have here notification as well. If you want to be notified if there are any motion detection, sound detection, or human detection. Right now, it was turned off. And for the record, let's try to check the record. Continuous recording on, motion detection. Okay, you have here options if you want to have a continuous recording. What else? Okay, record every day. You can also schedule. Okay, aside from that one, let's try to check in here what else. At the bottom, you have the SD card. Okay, normal loop recording if you want to format it or save it, you have it in here. And there's also a frequency. You can change it from 50 Hz to 60 Hz depending on your preference. And you also have your motion detection. For the motion detection, sensitivity, you can adjust that one as well. And aside from that one, there is human detection, sound detection, and alarm. And of course, we have Amazon Alexa. Okay, and that's it for the things that you can actually do or configure with this camera. Now let us test the audio performance on the camera. Okay guys, right now we're going to test the camera's audio output, and on the other end is my wife and kid, and I'll try to talk to them if they can hear me clearly. Are you able to hear me clearly?
I can hear you now.
Okay, that's great. Yes, actually I have tried to check the configuration on the test. Kyle, can you count 1 to 10? What? 1 to 10. Count 1 to 10. Okay, I think they are able to hear me clearly, but I think there's always a minor delay on the communication because they need to press and hold the microphone button on the other end. But for me, I just need to talk on the camera and they can hear me. And I just make sure that the settings or the Wi-Fi configuration or Wi-Fi connection of this camera is strong on my Wi-Fi router. And that's it for the audio quality coming from this CCTV camera. That was great, the communication works, but just make sure that your camera has a great signal strength from your Wi-Fi network. Now, let us test the video performance. For this test, I will be using the audio that was captured by my FUJIFILM camera. For the video downloaded from the Annke does not produce any audio. But don't get me wrong, if you want to play the footage before or the recorded footage, there is still an audio. Play it directly on the application. But if you download it to your mobile device, there is no audio quality or no audio output from that one. I'm not really sure what is happening for that one. So now let's try to test the unit. Okay guys, and for our initial test, yes, this is around 11 in the evening and we have our lights turned on. Everything's turned on so we can actually see the difference of an actual camera footage from my Fujifilm and of course the Annke CCTV camera. Okay, and try to check if you can still read this one. Okay, and of course for the Annke camera as well. Try to move. Okay, so you guys, for our second test, of course we have turned off the lights. Still 11 in the evening, and I'm trying to show you the actual footage that is coming from my Fujifilm camera to show you how dark it is, and of course the actual footage that we are getting from the Annke camera. Okay, It has night vision, so I believe you can still see me. While in the FUJIFILM camera, it's totally dark. Okay? And of course, try to check if you can still read the label on my shirt as well. Okay? I'll try to move as well. Okay guys, for our next test, let's try to check if the Annke camera will be able to track us or follow us even though it is dark in here. Okay, I'll try to move. Okay, and that is the performance on totally dark in my house. Okay, and for our another test, of course, with the lights on, we'll try to check if the Annke camera is good on tracking movement or people when there is an activity or a motion coming from me. Okay, and I think the camera is actually good on tracking me. Yes, I was looking at the camera when I moved there, it's actually moving as well. And that is a good sign for this total lights on. You have seen the actual test for an area with enough lights or bright daylight. The performance is acceptable. While with total darkness, you were still able to see me but not that clear. So I think it is still acceptable knowing that you can still identify that there is a person on the camera. And the items in the background is still clearly visible as well. Now for the sensor or tracking motion. The camera is having a hard time tracking me, and as you can see, it's clearly visible on that actual footage. And for the motor in the camera, I'm not really sure if it's broken or something. It abruptly stops when trying to follow me for the motion tracking. Okay, and lastly, tracking with movement, with fast movement. It is not great, especially in the dark, as you have seen in the video as well. It looks like that I'm using a time walk in Dota 2, Faceless Void, or maybe you can try to review it again. You'll be able to shadow when I'm trying to move faster in darkness. Okay, for the conclusion, this Annke camera has a lot to offer, but not all the features work smoothly like the motion tracking. And if I'll be getting this camera at a reasonable price, I won't actually activate the motion tracking for it really distorts the image quality and not that great tracking the subject. And one thing that I actually find interesting is when I try to remove the SD card on the camera and place it directly on my computer to review, my computer is not able to read it. So your only way of reviewing the footage is using the application. And that is actually a minus point for me because if you want to review the footage for faster review, you can actually speed up on your computer. It's faster on the computer compared to the camera because on the camera you still need to connect to the Wi-Fi, and of course the camera is still processing a new footage and you're trying to fast forward, and it's really not great, but it still works. That will be all for now. If you have comment and suggestion, comment down below or message me at JK Chavez on FB. Again guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day, stay safe, and bye.